So I've gotten a lot of questions and emails and stuff here recently. One of the big ones I've been getting a lot of is how do I make a watermark? And for those of you that don't know what a watermark is, that is the logo that you usually see on pictures. Like, for example, this one right here, you can see that is my logo. So there's a couple different ways how to make them, just depending on if you have a pre-designed logo already or if you need to create one. And a lot of you guys have told me use Photoshop Elements to do your editing in. So I'll be working in Photoshop Elements 10 today to show you guys how to do it. Most of the Photoshop Elements are pretty similar though, so if you have an older version, it'll pretty much be the same steps. So the first thing you need to do is open up a blank file. So you're going to come to File and then click New and click on Blank File. You can make your file as big as you want. You just don't want to make it too small because you don't want your brush to be super small. And then the important thing about this is to make sure your background content in the bottom here is transparent. You can see you have different options here, but you want to make sure it's transparent. So after you get all that done, you're going to hit OK. Now, if you already have a pre-designed logo like I do, then you're going to go ahead and open that file up. I already have mine opened here. So what you're going to do is you're just going to select this. So I use my marquee tool to highlight the edges, and then I'm just going to copy it. And then you're going to go back to that new file you just opened and paste it. And you can make it bigger if you need be, or you can leave it the same size. If you make it too big though, depending on how big your file size is and the resolution of it, it may start to get kind of pixely and look a little weird. So you can just crop it down here. So you're going to crop out all the extra that you don't want, and you can bring it up bigger so you can see it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to Edit and click on Define Brush. And then you're going to name your brush whatever you want it called, so you can call it logo or whatever. And then after you're done, you're going to hit OK. And now if you pull up your picture and you go down here to your brush tool, and then click up here underneath your brushes, you can see it'll be right there towards the bottom. And then you can use your bracket keys to make it bigger if you want it bigger. And then you just stamp it on your picture. And if you want, I like mine black. Sometimes I'll change the color of it. Oops. But if you come down here to where your paint is in the corner, you can, like say this is a Christmas picture, say I want it red. I can sample the red from her hat, and then my logo will be red. But you can see it's kind of hard to see on the background, so usually I just stick with black, but you can do whatever you want. The other way to do it is if you don't have a pre-designed logo, you can make one. So you can come here and you would do the same steps. You would go to File, New, and then, you know, open up your blank file. And you can put your text in here. So let's say, ooh, it's really tiny. I need to make my font bigger. Let's go ahead and see. Okay. And you can change your font style. So you can pick something you like a little bit better. There are places you can download fonts online if you don't have any fonts you like. So you can go online and download some if you want to. Let's do Devon. That's kind of pretty. And then I'm going to make it bold and okay. And then the other cool thing, which if you're new to Photoshop you may not have noticed, is when you go to your brush tool, if you come up here, you have all different kinds of brushes. Like here's a star or a leaf. You can change your type and go through and look at all the ones you have. There's some cool ones in there. But for this purpose, we'll just use some stars because I like stars. So I'm going to make them bigger. Oh, you know what? I need to make a new layer. There we go. Oh, you know what? That's pink. I'll actually switch that. So you can stamp your stars around however you like them. And then you would do the same thing as we did before. Actually, merge your layers down. And then go to Edit and then Define Brush. You can name your brush whatever you want it to be. So we'll just do sample brush. And actually you can see it saved it. So if I come over here to this picture again, you can see it has a new brush. So that's how you make your brushes. The other thing you want to make sure you do is make sure you save them. Because if you have an issue with Photoshop, sometimes you'll lose your brushes. That happened to me because I didn't know you needed to do that. But you can kind of play around with it and then change your opacity and stuff like that. If you want your brushes more like see-through, you can do that. But once you come down here, this is a big thing because I didn't realize this. Click Save Brush. So after you're done, click on your brush, Save Brush, and then you can even load your brushes and stuff. So it'll tell you, you know, save changes to the current brush before replacing them. So you'll want to make sure you save it first. So that way if something happens to your Photoshop or whatever, it happened to me. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I lost my brushes. So you want to make sure you save them so that way you don't lose them. But that is how you make your brushes in Photoshop. So it's pretty easy. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know.